Longer, you are the God of powerful. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Hey, Dr. Sabrina. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much for
for coming.
having me.
Awesome.
I think I want to
Awesome.
move, but if I move, I won't have. I mean, some my like I have cleaning people, and they're coming in, and if I stay here, then I can hear them, and they won't disturb me. But if I move where I
Oh,
want to move, then as soon as they come in, you'll hear them shuffling and all that kind of stuff.
oh,
So
really?
I stay
Oh,
here
okay.
because my other background is much prettier, like yours. Yours is
Oh,
gorgeous.
okay.
Yours is pretty and gorgeous. Mine is office and stuff. So
No problem at all. Are you able to join on IG as well?
I think I can. Hold on.
Okay, I'm live now.
Okay, hold on.
I
I
believe,
hope I can.
I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe.
Okay, let's see. Where are you at?
All right. I'm so excited for today. Thank you so much. Whoo-hoo. There you go. I see you. I'm going to get you on. Let's see. Yes. I've sent you a request to join. Yes. I want to make sure we're not going to be. So, are you able to be on both?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go back and be on the other one because that's the one you're gonna take.
Yes. I'm on IG Live as well. That means it's not going to show on IG Live.
I think it will. I don't know. I don't know.
Huh.
I know that if you're doing StreamYard, the StreamYard you can film and then post it later.
Yes, yes. I can post it later.
I'm gonna stay on StreamYard.
Okay.
That's where you're gonna post.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So for folks on IG, I'm sorry. We'll have to move to StreamYard. So I'm
There
going
I
to
go.
post the StreamYard link for folks here. Please join us here. Let me see. Pin. So join us. Please. You can join. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, I wish we could have done this here too. Whew. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're able to join. Now, I'm not able to have Dr. Sabrina on IG at the same time as on my on the StreamYard as well. I want to get this the music down now. Alrighty. I believe, I believe. All right. So, for those on IG, if you can join me on StreamYard, that will be perfect. I'm streaming to YouTube as well. You can
Okay.
join on YouTube and see if you have your questions. You can have your questions answered on there. I mean, I can pick your questions from there, but I promise this is going to be a recording, absolutely, and I will share it later. Of course, this is my first time of attempting to have like a podcast recording live. But full disclosure, this was originally meant to be just IG Live. And then I was like, no, 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 no. Dr. Sabrina's wisdom here cannot just be for temporal, consumption. It has to be recorded for posterity. So here I am converting the IG Live to live recording for the podcast. So I'm really, really sorry for those of you that have joined on the IG Live. Please, you can go on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. You can find it there. It's recording live right now. You can go on my Facebook page as well. You have it there as well. So I'll do the recording and post it here on IG. So see you later then. All right. So
My clothes are falling all off. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on.
all right, Dr. Sabrina, I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining me.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. I was honored when you asked.
Oh, so much. The honor is mine. Thank you. So you are welcome to the Prosperity for Posterity podcast, the channel and all that. And for the folks, I just want to go through your bio real quick before we dive into the discussion of the day. And then even before we dive into the discussion of the day, I would love to kind of tell us off bio who is Dr. Sabrina. So let me do the formal introduction, and then you'll give us more,
Yes.
All right. So Dr. Sabrina Jackson is a once-in-a-generation personality that can make you laugh. I'm sure you're getting that vibe already. Cry and think in a single session. So be ready, guys. From Wall Street to church leadership, Dr. Sabrina is requested worldwide to help people with people, even if that person is themselves. Through fashion, media segment, public speaking, and one-on-one sessions, Dr. Jackson challenges each person to communicate their best self to the world. She is a trailblazer as a licensed coach, author, and actress. Her global impact as the people expert has been recognized by the United Nations, global media, and countless other organizations. Essentially, if you are struggling with a thing, it may be time to ask Dr. Sabrina Jackson. So, everyone, drum roll, please. Welcome Dr. Sabrina Jackson to today's session. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. So you wanted me to tell people who they really getting, who is the real. May the real Dr. Sabrina please stand up. Okay. So first and foremost, I am a child of the King. I am a royal kingdom member. I am a licensed evangelist, so I am always in the word, talking the word, living the word, breathing the word, because I know that the word still works. But then I'm also a mother. I have 2 adult children, 1 adopted daughter who's 39. Oh my God. And then my son, my birth son, he's 28. And so I am so excited about how they're making their moves in the world right now, and as adults, and how they're doing what they're doing. I'm an author. I am a single lady. I say I'm single and ready to mingle. Okay.
All right.
That's a little about
me. That's great. Thank you so much. I love that. I love your hair.
Thank you so much. How long have
you had the locks?
I've been locking now for 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 16 years. I have sister locks. I don't know if everyone is familiar with sister locks, but sister locks are the thinner locks, but mine look a little thicker because I have extremely thick hair. So I always say my mama had hair like steel and my daddy had hair like wool. So I have hair like steel wool. So it's very, very thick. And so I, at one time it was like probably down here, and down my back. And so I cut it. So I have a bob. It's short in the back. So that's my signature look. People know me, oh my God, by my hair. I'll be out places and have my mask on and everything, and people go, oh no, you're that lady I see on TV. You're her. I know you're her. I'm like, people tell me I look like her all the time. They say, no, that's that hair. I know that hair and I know that voice.
Awesome. That's great. I have locks on too. It's
I
3
see.
years that
Uh,
I've had it.
okay. Well,
So
you're a baby. You're a
yeah.
toddler.
Yes,
You're a
I
toddler.
am.
We
I
call you a
am.
toddler in the locking world. You're a toddler. You just getting there. I'm a full
Yeah.
grown adult. I'm a grown up. I'm a grown up here.
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. So to see that how 16 years journey could look like, I have hope.
Well,
I have
well,
something to
one of
look
the
forward
things that
to.
I say is that
Hmm.
locking is a lifestyle, not just a hairstyle.
Right.
So when I
Mm.
got my locks done, my loctician had a ceremony at the end when she locked the last lock. She had a glass of champagne. She had a
Wow.
comb on a tray, and I got to comb my hair for the last time, take a sip of
Wow.
champagne, and celebrate my entrance into the world of locking.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant. That's really nice. Yes, I can attest to that. It's a lifestyle and it's given me the ease, that with to be able to just manage my hair. I've had struggles with it for a longest time, but this has given me freedom. A
And
lot of
that
freedom.
helps you to stay stressed. That takes a stressor off your table.
Yes,
It
that
does.
stressing about hair is no longer on my table right now. So very, 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 very good. So thank you so much. That's a very good way, a nice segue to the topic of today. So I welcome every one of you joining us today, wherever you are joining from. I see people are still maybe not notified yet. So we'll see as people come in, they'll catch on, and I'll have this recorded and saved so that people can, get into it and all of that. And of course, this is a live recording of the podcast as well. So this
Mm-hmm.
discussion is not going anywhere other than in archive of history where posterity will have access to it. So I'm really, really excited. So getting into the topic of today, we're dealing with practical ways by which we can manage stress. So,
Yes.
Sabrina, if I can ask, this very first question here, what are the causes of stress? Why are we stressed? What is
Well,
it that is stressing, folks?
there are many things that stress us, but we first need to understand that there are two types of stress.
Mm,
There's good stress and bad stress. So eustress is called
mm,
good stress. It's EUS stress. And then those are things like getting married, having a baby, buying a
mm,
new home, getting a new job, getting a raise, uh, taking on a new project that you're excited about. All of those
mm.
things are that show up in the body as stress, but they're good stress.
EUS.
And then the second is distress. Distress are those things that cause
Mm,
us issues. And so there's so many things that can be distressing to us. It could be relationships that we uh, are in. It could be money. Money is a biggie.
yeah.
Uh, Again, relationships, whether they're in the home or in the workplace, if you're not getting along with your significant other, your children or your
Mm,
parents, dealing with illness, whether it is illness of your own or illness of people around you, that is very stressful. And so one of the things that we learned is that caregivers oftentimes sometimes check out before the person that they're caring for because they don't do self-care. So it's so many things that are happening. One, when you're not able to accept the things that you can't control,
ooh,
that's stressful
wow.
because you're thinking about it. You're staying up at night. You're trying to make something different that you don't even have control over.
Mm,
So one thing I want you to know is that the difference between good stress and bad stress is just what we think about it.
wow.
So your thinking controls whether it's good stress or bad stress. And when I say that, people say, well, no, things are just stressful. Yes, but 10% of life is what happens to us.
Mm,
90% is what we think about it.
we think, wow.
So let me give you an example because
Okay.
right now we are in a time with the pandemic that we've had massive loss massive loss, not just loss of people, although it has been massive loss of people. We've lost
Right.
routine. We've lost our,
Mm.
some people have lost jobs. People have lost money. I mean,
Right.
just all the losses that they pile up. And so that is called grief overload when you've had grief after
Mm.
grief after grief after grief.
Mm.
However, how you think about it determines whether it's going to take you and lay you out or you're going to pick up your bed and walk. And so, one of the things that I talk to clients about all the time is just what you think about a thing. And so, yes, I've lost my mother. And when I lost
Mm.
my mother, of course, I grieved. Of course, I mourned.
Wow.
However, the reason that I think that I'm good is because I said to myself, I'm going to stop focusing on the fact that I lost her and
Mm.
focus on celebrate the fact that I ever had her in the first place.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I celebrate things about my mother. I sometimes I dress in ways when I put things on, I say, oh yeah, Dorothy has entered the building. Oh my God. Or my mother was a massive dancer. She loved
Mm.
dancing. So she had a favorite hustle. And whenever that song comes on, I immediately will get up and dance because I'm celebrating her. And then
Her.
on her birthday, on Mother's Day,
Oh.
on Christmas, on the anniversary of her death,
Right.
I do her favorite hustle. My son and I, doesn't matter where
Oh.
we are on the planet, we get to hustling.
Oh, that is amazing. Now, picking up from that, dealing with loss,
Mm-hmm.
grieving over, a loss of a loved one, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned that you do certain things to remember her, to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate her life
Mm-hmm.
on those significant days.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, if on the other spectrum, where people have take sees those things as trigger, right, to cause them to begin to grieve all over again.
And so, and again, it goes with what you're thinking. So
Right.
remember, I started by saying that instead of me focusing on the fact that I lost her,
Lost. Yes.
instead of me seeing it that way,
Mm.
I celebrated the fact that I ever had her.
Had her in the first
That I
place.
had her in the first place and the things
Mm.
about her that are a part of me, the things that made me, oh my God, we used to laugh like crazy people. And so there are certain things that automatically will trigger me laughing. And let me say this
Mm.
about laughter.
Right.
Laughter is medicine for your soul. So the
Woo-hoo.
very times that you think that you shouldn't laugh, that it's inappropriate to laugh, you don't think you should be like, because people do that. They put that stuff on you like, well, it's too early to be laughing. No, 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 because laughter is what helps you to heal. It helps to
Mm.
make that dark place light. And where there is light, darkness cannot stay.
That's right. That is correct. Wow, this is great. Thank you so much. You touched on a few things that things that are causing stress for people, like illness, loss of loved ones, especially this period of pandemic. Beyond the loss of loved one, we've lost our freedom. We've lost routine. We've lost things that we've been used to, and now
Going out to eat,
going out to eat,
going to a concert,
even hugging,
going to see the
giving somebody a hug.
I heard something on something earlier today that talked about
Mhm.
like how to handle the holidays, and they said no kissing. I said no kissing.
Ooh.
I'm single. I'm collecting data, and a part of the data is how you kiss. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, I can't kiss. Got to kiss with your mask on.
Yeah, so with all of that, now you summing it up to the way we think about those things and not allowing them to ground us, but rather pick up your bed and run and go and live on with your life. Go on with your life. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. So now, with folks dealing with stuffs like that, so my next question would be, for somebody, some people might be so much deep down in the stress, they might even be used to it. some people might be used to stress. That's the way they've lived. And, they might not even recognize I am living a stressful life. Could you tell us what are the symptoms of those stressful living, or being too, given to stress, unhealthy? Let me say, what are the symptoms of unhealthy stress level?
Well, the thing about stress and how it shows up in your body.
Mm,
And so when you're negatively impacted by stress, it can cause you to have stomach pains. It could cause you to start sweating.
mm,
You can grind your teeth when you're sleeping because you're
mm.
clutching, because
Right.
you're clutching. And so people have problems with their jaw and all of that because of the
Right.
stress. Sometimes we may ball up our fist, and we may be doing it and don't realize that's what we're doing.
That's
I
what.
know when I was really stressing, I had issues with my jaws back here, and I was like, "What is going on?" Or I was waking up with my fist balled. I was, well, why am I
Wow.
fighting? But those are things that we do sometimes, and you have to really understand yourself. So sleeping patterns
Mm,
shows up in stress. And so if you're a person that's a nocturnal and like to stay up late and now you're sleeping all the time, that's how stress is showing up for you. But if you're
wow.
the other end of the spectrum and you like your sleep, you get 8 hours every day and now you can't sleep,
Mm,
that's the issue.
wow.
Especially for those of us who are married and have significant others, our desire sexually,
Mm-hmm.
our attraction and things of that nature, our
Yeah.
libido it plummets.
Those,
Don't touch me, leave me alone. I don't want to be
yeah.
bothered with you. And so that could be another sign of stress. Headaches,
Uh, hmm.
because actually where we hold our stress is in our hips,
Mm.
knees,
Wow.
shoulders.
Hmm.
So sometimes you like you get a massage and
Right.
they
Right.
get to
I
work it.
hear that a
They
lot.
get to
Yeah.
work it like, oh, I can feel the tension.
Yeah.
Hips, if we're walking, and sometimes our hip may feel like, I was talking to a girlfriend earlier and she was saying she was driving, just
Mm.
driving, and her hip locked up. She said,
Ooh.
I wasn't even doing nothing.
Wow.
Stress showing
Wow.
up in your body. And then your
Mm.
knees carries a lot of your
Yes.
weight. And
I
so,
think it's the knee for me. When I
mm,
begin to feel that, I've had cases where it just locks on me. I'm like, you're not old. Why is your knee like that? So that gives me the check that you need to do something about this.
but the other thing that's so important when it comes to stress is
Mm,
our irritability level. Once we're
mm,
stressed, we go off quicker. What you say to
right.
me? We can't take anything. I always say you can't say boo to us because we cussing,
Mm,
crying, or about to fight. And so
right.
all of that is stress. And so we have to learn how to keep ourselves calm, how to keep ourselves peaceful. And so I say that self-care is a
Mm,
requirement. It's not a recommendation. It's not something I think
right.
you should do. It's something
Mm,
you
you
absolutely need to do.
have to.
And so there's certain things that you need to have in place on a regular basis to help keep your stress level down. And for
Yeah,
every person it's different. So you
right.
have to know for you what thing's going to calm you down.
Mm,
And some people will say, "Oh, this is so good." Too. Some people will say, "Well, oh no, I get turned up. I'm on 100 all the time." Well, that's because you're
mm,
saying that. What
mm.
you think is what you speak. What you speak is
Right.
what you create.
Right. Right. Right.
So if you all stressed out, watch what you're thinking and
Mm,
then watch what you're speaking.
mm.
Because too often we focus on the things we don't like, we don't want, and guess what's going to show up? The stuff we
Those
don't
things
like and we
that
don't
we
want.
don't want. Yeah.
Start changing your stinking thinking to what you do like, what you
Exactly.
do want, and
Mm,
watch that walk up to your door and knock on your
right.
door.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, the next one that I wanted to touch on was, if not properly managed, what are the detrimental effect? And you've touched on that as well. The detrimental effect on of keeping a stressful life, like just
Well,
going on and on, still stressed and
the
not checking it?
the thing that is so scary
Hmm.
is that stress can kill you.
Hmm.
It could take you up out of here, because when we talk about having disease in our bodies,
Hmm.
disease that we, whether it's cancer or other kind of diseases,
Right.
oftentimes the body is just acting on the dis-ease,
Hmm.
the
Wow.
dis-ease. So you have to be responsible for taking yourself to a place of ease, to a
Wow.
place of peace, to a place of calm. Because when you don't, it affects your heart. You
Hmm.
may have heart problems. You may have heart
Yeah.
palpitations. When
Mm-hmm.
you're anxious, you become stressed and you become anxious. And so the negative impacts on your body is that
Mm-hmm.
all that clenching and, that tightening up
Right.
tightens up our internal organs as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it in fact it bothers us internally. Sometimes we might have headaches and headaches and headaches, and then you go and now you're having migraines, and now your eyes are impacted because the body is affected by how we feel.
Right.
And so
Right.
so you have to learn how to calm yourself down. If somebody can get you off your square and
Mm.
you stay there and you go from 10 to 1,000,
Ooh. Wow.
who
Hmm.
controlling you? They controlling you or you controlling you? I control me. So you don't see me get off my square. It's
Mm.
my square. I
Wow.
like it there.
Uh-huh.
I like it on my square. I like it there.
You stay
But
grounded.
I stay grounded. And so
Wow.
even when I find myself irritated, agitated,
Mm-hmm.
what I've learned for me, one of my biggest things is gratitude.
Ooh.
If I have an attitude of gratitude, I
Mm.
can't be complaining.
Right.
Because gratitude, gratefulness, and complaint cannot occupy the same
No.
space.
Right.
And so I choose.
Gratitude.
I choose because there are physical, mental, spiritual benefits to gratitude.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure that you're thanking the creator
Mm.
for the good things in your life.
Right.
And the first good thing is that you woke up and was
You
able to get up. Ooh, that's a good day. That's a good day right there.
absolutely.
That's a good day.
Absolutely.
And please stop saying, "Oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning." There is no wrong side of my bed. There is no wrong side of my bed. Any place in the bed that I get up, that's a
It's
good
a good
side. That's a good
time.
side.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Yeah. And a lot of people say that. I mean, people say that just to excuse their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're being rude or getting off easily, they're like, okay, it's because I woke up from, on the wrong side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's something to note. That is not, because you're starting your day and you don't want to start your day on such a
Yes.
wrong note,
And,
right?
and I'm telling you, whenever you do that, the rest of your day, you'll find all kind of negative things happening. You get up the bed, you'll stump your toe. You
Right.
go to get in your car, your tire flat. Then
Mm.
you finally get to the office, somebody done wrote you up. I mean,
Right. Right.
but you started with that negative space.
That's true. That is so true. Wow. All right. I think you're starting to go into that very technique that you have, or the framework that you have, by which is the practical ways that I heard you on Erica show, where you gave those ways by which we can manage our stress. But before you go there, I
Okay.
wanted to touch on the holidays coming. It's Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. It's my
Yes.
birthday in the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Woo-hoo.
happy
Thank
birthday!
you. So that ushers in Thanksgiving. And then immediately, of course, the very next day, we start shopping,
Yes,
Black
the next
Friday,
day, Black Friday. Yes,
Friday for Christmas. And
yes.
all of that, before we know it, the holiday is here. We're rushing here, shopping here, doing this, doing that. How could people, manage that holiday season and ensure that they do not get themselves all worked up to the point that they don't enjoy the season, or they totally throw out the reason for the season basically and just get themselves worked up. And then if you can then go into the practical ways by which we can manage stress.
Well, I think the first thing about the holidays is that most times we do things based on how we were socialized. And
Mm,
so where we came from, what our examples were, taught us
mm,
one or two things. Either we
right.
definitely want to do that, or we're going to be as far away from that as we possibly can. And
Mm,
either one of that can lead us down that road of doing way more than we're able to, not taking time to assess where we're at, what our needs, our desires are right now, today, which may
mm,
be totally different from what you grew up in, and how the world is changing. I mean, we've been in a pandemic. Please don't take yourself and put yourself in the poorhouse trying to do stuff that you really don't have the
mm.
money to do, and you didn't have the money to, you didn't have the opportunities to
Wow.
make it the way that
Mm,
you did in the past. And so I think that every year for the holiday, one of the things that's important is, one, do things to celebrate the loved ones that may not be with us anymore,
mm,
our ancestors, and maybe have story time where we all sit around and talk about our funniest memory. Don't
mm.
cost a dime. Continues to leave a legacy with our young people.
All right.
And it helps to create that camaraderie that we need in family, that for a lot of people we don't have it anymore.
All right.
Because social media done made us a mess. Okay. I mean, although we on social media now, but we need it. We need it. Don't get me wrong. We need it. But social media has made us less social.
Right.
So
Right.
really trying to find those ways to socialize, do things that
Mm,
don't cost any money, maybe do an activity together as a family, maybe have
mm,
game night
yeah.
instead of, oh, we got to have a big feast, and
Mm,
that people not even eating that much anymore because a lot of people are changing their eating habits.
right.
So you don't want to go into the holiday and come. I've already gained COVID weight. I don't want a holiday
Mhm.
weight. I mean, I don't. So those type of things. And so for each and every family,
Mm,
maybe come together as a family and say, okay, what we doing? What we gonna do? And how we gonna do it different? Maybe
mm,
go and volunteer at a homeless shelter, because let me
mm.
tell you, one of the best ways to help you feel good
Right.
is to help somebody who does not feel good. I just learned this fact yesterday because
Wow.
Robin Williams I loved Robin Williams, the comedian and actor, loved him. And when
Mm,
he passed, it really, really bothered me because I knew that he was always going and doing things at hospitals and things of this
right.
nature. But I learned yesterday that every movie he ever did, he got the production company to hire at least 10 homeless people the
Wow.
whole time just to clean up or things of that nature, and they got paid. And
Wow.
so through his life and his movies, he helped 1,520 homeless people
Wow.
just by himself.
That's amazing.
So if we can just think about something
Yeah.
that we can do to help somebody else, it really does help
Mm,
us and
right.
help our moods, help how we feel. It gives you
Mm,
that feeling of love, love, love. And
right.
you know that song, What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet
Mm,
Love, because that's the only thing that there's
right.
just too little of.
Right. Right. Wow. That's
Hmm.
amazing. That's great.
So,
Absolutely. Mm,
practical things we can do with
right.
stressors.
Yeah.
First is to know that good stress exists.
Mm,
It does. And so look for it. Be excited about it and know that when there's good stress, there's benefits to the good stress. It's things that
right.
good stress does. It keeps us motivated. It
Mm,
keeps our immune system chucking along. And that's right now. We need our immune system going
right.
well. It helps us
Absolutely.
with our performance. So when you are in a good space, you perform better. So you may do better on your job. You may be doing better at church or singing or whatever you're doing. When you
Mm,
have that good stress, you are performing better. And so another thing that we can do is that we have to examine our stressors and know for ourselves how they impact us. So we need to know how our bodies respond to stress, what our mind does when we're stressed, so that when that happens, you can put together a plan on how you're going to move from that space. You're not going to stay there because you
Mm.
don't have to. Because at the end of the day, you control you. So get to controlling you.
Mm.
And then we need to make sure that we're navigating our vulnerability to stress, because
Mm.
all of us have uh, things that stress us out. And what stresses you out may not stress me out. And what stressed me
Right.
out may not stress you out. So I
Very
do have an
true.
assessment that people can take that talks about how vulnerable are you to
Mm.
stress.
Mm.
And finding out that helps you to come up with a plan. The other thing that you need to do is to develop your own stress management plan.
Mm.
And your stress management plan can be different than somebody else's. You may need yoga
Right.
because the
Right.
stretching, think about it, even if you just kind of roll your, that right there, you can feel that muscle, the muscles like,
Yeah.
yep, it was something there. But so for me, I love a massage. I love a
Mm.
massage with the hot rocks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh
Wow.
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I try to do
Mm.
that at least twice a month. Maybe for some people it's walking. But if you have knee issues, walking may not be yours. So for me, water aerobics, because you got to do something to get your body moving. Because the one thing about anxiety, stress, all it really is energy in the body that
Mm.
needs to be released. And so you
Mm.
have to find a way to release it. And
Release.
so
Mm.
what I always tell people, and this, you can't get no more practical than this, is that we operate and live our lives through our five senses.
Mm.
So if you think about your five senses, really for yourself, think about something in each of those five senses that you like or you enjoy and do them,
Wow.
because it'll distress you.
Wow.
Your eye gate, the things you see. Look at things that you think are beautiful. Now, I'm gonna
Mm.
give this tip, and don't y'all be telling people I told you this, but I like attractive men.
Mm.
I do. So there is on social media, there's a couple of groups where they have these men that's dressed to the nine and they got gray hair because I'm a little older, and they call the Silver Fox Squad.
Yeah, I think I've heard that.
Yeah. So what I do is I take little pictures sometimes and I stick them in my pictures. So when I'm going through my pictures looking for something in my pictures, and then one of those, I candy. Because it's something that I like to look at.
Mm.
I'm not lusting. I'm not trying to go be his woman. I just like, and it makes me feel,
Mm.
that's a good moment in my day. And so that's just something that I like to look at. I like looking at the changing of the leaves and colors during fall.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness, that's just something I like to look at. What do you like to listen to? So
Mm.
whether it is your favorite song, your favorite singer,
Right.
spoken word, I like, it's going to sound a little crazy, but I like the sound of babies giggling.
Oh.
When babies giggle, it just makes it, oh my God, because when babies giggle, they just, oh my God, they just lose it. It's just,
Right.
they're
Right.
gone. And I
Yeah.
love that. And just that little baby giggle sound does
Mm-hmm.
something to me. So that's a sound that gets me together. It gets me in my space. Things to smell. Now there are certain scents that automatically calm you down. Lavender is a
Mm.
scent that
Wow.
will calm you down. And so you need to make sure that you're doing those scents that smell good. I like the smell of fresh baked bread. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't got to eat it.
Nice.
I don't have to eat it because I really don't do bread. It swells in your stomach, so I really don't do bread that much.
Mm.
But OMG, just the smell of it,
The smell of it.
it's a happy moment for me. Then taste things that taste good to you. And you
Mm.
don't have to go overboard. Like
Right.
I really like cake. I love baked goods. But instead of me going and get a whole cake, I'll go and buy a cupcake.
Mm. Right.
And I don't buy a cupcake every day,
Mm.
but I get a cupcake because that's something that I enjoy. And I just have a moment when I'm just with
Right.
me and the cupcake. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, tactical things that you feel. And
Mm.
so for me, there's two things that I do. One, I do a brown sugar body scrub the body,
Oh,
scrub it all down. Then get in that hot shower.
nice. Yes, yes, yes,
Jesus himself made
yes.
that up, okay? And then secondly, I like warm covers. So I will take my throw
Hmm.
and put it in the dryer, and then I'm
Right.
gonna watch a movie or something. I get it all warm and I roll. Oh,
Awesome.
I might not finish watching the movie because that takes me right out. That takes me right out. But those
Yeah.
things, I want you to start thinking about practical things you can
Mm.
do in all
Those
5
five
of your
senses.
senses.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. Actually, I didn't know you're going to, you have that to give us. I was thinking you're going to
I
go
know.
in the
I know.
gentle
I know
direction.
you did. You don't know what you're getting
No.
when you get Brie. I'm just saying. It's always
You
something
see?
more there.
Uh-huh. You see, I just got the sense that this conversation, it's not just to be out there, just floating. It has to be archived. It has to be recorded for posterity, right? And
Mm-hmm.
those five senses you just mentioned, that is just golden.
But it's practical.
Exactly. And it's easy to remember. It's easy to, begin to put to work like immediately. What are the things you like to see?
See,
What are the things, music, spoken words, sounds, like you mentioned, the
the
sound of
babies.
a
Oh my
giggling
God, a
baby.
giggling baby. You can look that up on YouTube. You can Google
Exactly. You just can
giggling
see.
babies.
Exactly. Right. Some people are into like my husband, he's into, just watching and seeing comedy, like
Oh my
things
God, I am
that
such
make him
I
laugh.
love comedy. I love comedy.
Right.
I don't share this as often, but I was in the hospital for 28 days.
Oh, wow.
And during that 28-day period, people kept saying, well, how did you keep in such good spirits? Even the nurses, they say, you never were depressed. You would never. I said, look, I laugh every day
Mm,
on purpose.
right.
So I would either be watching a funny movie or I would go on Pandora and put in my favorite comedians and then the
Right.
clips of them. And then
Mm.
that darn Steve Harvey on Family Feud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, I laughed so hard
Hmm.
with the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
who
That's
just got
amazing.
them answers all wrong.
Mm-hmm,
And
hmm.
he be
Yeah.
looking like, really? That's you gonna say that? Like I remember was one man, he said um, something that something with pine, and he said porcupine. He said no, he didn't say porcupine. When I say that thing was so funny, I love laughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really
That's
good.
great. That's great.
Mhm.
That's amazing. So, are you going to give us a gentle now?
Oh Lord, she want me to give a gentle. You
Now,
know what's so funny?
before
Okay,
you do that, I want people to, go to your website,
okay,
sabrinajackson.com. You mentioned the vulnerability worksheet where they can check how vulnerable they are to stress. So, folks, go to sabrinajackson.com and request for that to be sent to you. When you
yes,
go to your part of our page where you can send her a message, so
yes.
you submit that and she will send you that assessment in your email. So do not miss that. That is a free gift
It is a
uh,
free gift.
that
Oh my goodness,
she's
I
packaged and brought to us today.
kind to the people.
Uh-huh. So she's brought that to us today alongside all of those wonderful gems that she's dropped already. And, one of our signature ones that she's about to drop as
That's so
well.
funny. That's
You
so
actually
funny.
started it out. I saw good stress is good,
But you okay? So now
examine
let me tell you.
stressors.
Can
And
I
then
be
you
honest?
pivoted.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
I'm just going to be honest because when you're honest, and it takes away from you being stressed about it. I really don't even remember the acronym because I did it. I literally will do things that in that moment.
In the
So when they
moment.
called me and says, "Well, we want you to talk about stress and blah blah blah,"
Yeah.
and I came up with the acronym that that morning for them. I just did it that morning.
Ooh,
So
wow.
I would have to go and look at it in order to
I
tell you what it is, because
I
I
I
don't
have
remember.
it. I have it. You
Okay,
actually
good.
send it to me. You
Okay,
send it to
good.
me with that email. So people are gonna get it in
Oh,
their
okay. Oh, that
email.
they will get it in the email. I
Yes,
could
so
go
they're
into
gonna
the
get it in
email
the email.
and
So you
see it.
have G, good stress exists.
Yes.
E, examine your stressors. So which
Right.
is where the assessment comes in and how you respond to them. And then N, navigate your physical, mental, and spiritual health. And then thankfulness. You've touched on all of this one way or another.
Yep.
And then learn how vulnerable you are to stress, and then
Yep.
execute a stress management
Management plan.
plan.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, good. Oh, good. Somebody got the acronym. I am an
Yeah.
acronym queen. I can turn
Yeah.
anything into an
Awesome.
acronym, and I got hundreds of them because people
Awesome.
ask me all the
Wow.
time. They say, "Well, give us an acronym," and I'll be like, "Care."
Mm.
And they go, "What's care?" The C is that you have to remain coachable, because how do you get better if
Ooh.
can't nobody tell you nothing? The
Mm.
A, you need to have an attitude of gratitude, because you have
Wow.
way more to be thankful for than you have to complain about. The
Wow.
R is to be righteously responsible.
Mm.
Understand that if you did it, say you did it. And can't nobody hold it over your head, because you
Mhm.
own your own stuff. And
Right.
then the E, I used to say embrace excellence. But what I've
Mm.
learned is if you embrace it, you can let it go. So now
Mm.
I say embody excellence. Bring your A game to
Ooh.
every game. When I
Ooh.
show up, you get my best.
Excellent. Yes, yes. This is amazing. Thank you so much. You've touched on all of it. And could you tell us a little bit about, the let me see here. You've actually dealt with everything. The navigate your physical, mental, and spiritual health. Maybe that would be the only one that
Well,
that's
first of
left
all,
out.
stay in control of your physical health. Do the things that you know you need to do. First of all,
Mm,
go to the doctor,
right.
get an assessment,
Mm.
find out. Don't wait till oh, this I done had this pain for 3 years. So by the time you go, you at a stage 4 when you could have went when you was at a stage 1.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
sometimes we're fearful of a diagnosis. However,
Right.
there may be treatment so that you can keep on keeping on.
Right.
So
Right.
go and take care of yourself. So take care of
Mm.
yourself physically. Watch what you're eating, because what you eat determines what's eating you.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
And so
Wow.
I've really had to work on my diet, my nutrition, because
Mm.
when I was ill, I was just a hot mess, just eating whatever, whenever, and I
Right.
don't eat a lot. That's why I feel like I could eat whatever, because I don't eat a lot. No, you still need
Mm.
to eat appropriately. You still need to
Right.
make sure you have your vegetables, you have your fruit. Sometimes you may need to do a smoothie. Water. Oh, let me say this about water. Oh my goodness,
Okay.
water. Not only do you need to make sure you drink water, but you need to make sure you get in some water.
In water. Hmm.
Submerge yourself so you can keep your hygiene together. Do I have to tell people that hot?
Wow.
But I had a young girl, a teenager. I was speaking at a school, and she
Mm.
says, some of these girls come in here and they makeup be on fleek. They eyelashes be waving at you. They
Uh-huh.
eyebrows are perfect. Their makeup is perfect, but they stink
Mm.
because they've missed the water. Girl, I said that was so
Right.
good. So I try
Right.
not to miss the water. I got to
Mm.
get in the water. You need water. And for you ladies, you need to submerge yourself in some water, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So health wise, all of that's necessary. But
Yeah.
then your mental health, oh my goodness, is so important to really know that it's okay to not be okay. It's
Mm.
okay, because there's a continuum between being mentally well and mentally ill. There's a
Mm.
continuum, and at any given day,
Absolutely.
we fall on that spectrum. And so,
Right.
since the pandemic, what people have learned is that things can happen that will kick you into the mental illness side, so that you've
Mm.
been depressed so long that now it has become a diagnosis.
Wow.
You are anxious so long that now you have anxiety disorder, that you may
Mm,
need medicine. You may need to talk to a professional. And let me say this about
mm,
talking to a professional. It is crazy when you don't talk to a professional and
mm,
you don't know. If you don't know what to do,
exactly.
talk to somebody who may know what to do.
Right.
They may
Mm,
have some answers for you because we did go to school for a reason. And
mm,
not just went to school, but I've been doing what I've been doing 32 years
mm.
postgraduate school.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 2 when I started, but I'm just but I've been doing it a long time. And so there's
Wow.
lots of examples and things in history and other clients and things of that nature that I can bring to bear when people are struggling in a
Mm,
particular area. So you really have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Be
mm,
honest with yourself about how you're doing. Be
right.
honest if you need to have help. I do a workshop called Moving from Self Defeating Attitudes and Behaviors to Self Supporting Attitudes and Behavior. And one of the self defeating attitudes is not asking for help.
Mm,
You defeating your own purpose when you don't ask for help. And one
wow.
of self-supporting attitudes and behaviors is to ask for help before, during, and after a crisis.
Wow.
Because sometimes when we think the crisis is over, oh, I got it. No, you don't.
Mm,
Because the thing about crisis is almost like being in a fire. You can be in a fire and not been burned, but the
mm,
remnants of the fire are still there. The
wow.
smell, the scorching, and all
Mm,
of that is a part of your memory. And so you might need some help with that.
right.
You need some
Mm,
help with that. So it's okay
mm,
to ask for help. It really is okay to ask for help. I had to learn that because I'm the
wow.
helper all the time. And so when I was sick, God said,
Mm,
now sit your tail down and let somebody help you.
wow.
And that's exactly what I did. I have tremendous friends that
Mm,
did tremendous things for me when I
awesome.
was ill. My attorney, oh my God, my
Mm,
attorney is like family to me because I
mm,
was in California and I had just moved there. So I didn't have a whole bunch of family and friends like I do at home in Detroit.
mm,
But oh my God, when I say he did
wow.
everything for me, anything, he
Wow.
was like, oh, I got you. He
Mm,
went to that hotel. I was staying at a hotel, self quarantining, and he went to that hotel and packed up all my stuff and kept my stuff. He got my car returned to the
that's
because I had to
amazing.
rent a car. He had it
Mhm.
returned. He did everything,
Wow.
and so that whole attitude of gratitude, I
Mhm.
thank God for the people who He has sent to help me.
Right, right. That's amazing. That is amazing. Whoo, oh people, I believe you've been blessed today. Dr. Sabrina, my heart is full. I am so grateful that you could, join me here today. I'm so grateful for all the lives that you have touched today because they're going to rewatch this. They're going to listen to the podcast and, somebody is going to be delivered and not cross over to that edge of being diagnosed, and they would be able to come back and say, okay, I need to get off this ledge, you know
Absolutely.
and take care of my mental health, take care of my physical, and take care
And
of
your
my
spiritual health, please pray.
spiritual health. Yes.
Please have a prayer life. Please have
Mhm.
your own relationship with the master.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just have
Absolutely.
your own relationship. Stop trying to be what other people want you to be. Stop
Mm,
trying to do what other people do. Do what in your spirit leads you to
right.
do. So
Right.
if your spirit tells you to get up and pray, get up and pray. If your spirit
Mm.
tells you to get up and walk around your house 7 times and throw some dirt over your back, do it. Because when you follow the Holy Spirit and you follow
Mhm.
instruction, oh, I always say if you want something he got,
Mm.
do something he said.
Hey, wow, wow, that's amazing.
Yes, do
That's
something he
amazing.
said. And
Mm.
oh, this is the other thing. Routinely examine your circle. Who was
Mm.
in your circle last year may not rate to be in your circle today.
Absolutely.
And even if
Absolutely.
they don't rate to be in the circle, you don't have to call them up and tell them, guess what, girl?
You're out of my circle
You
now.
out of my circle. because that's mean. And when you do something mean, you reap what you sow.
Right.
So if you sow meanness, trust meanness is coming back to you. So
That's
you can be kind. You can even maybe still hang out with them, but they're
right.
not in your circle. They not you watch who you give your vision to, who you give
Right.
your dreams to, who you
Right.
share what's going on with you, because some people can't wait
Mm.
to tear you down. I wrote a book called The 10 Types of Haters
Ooh.
because that's a stressor.
Mm-hmm.
That can
Mm-hmm.
be a stressor, but it only is a stressor until you change your thinking about the hater.
That's true.
The word is very clear. It says that he prepares a table for me
Mm-hmm.
in the
The
presence of
presence.
my enemy, which means proximity. You got to be at my table to see my
Mm-hmm.
table. So
Correct.
that means you're close. So it's always people that's close. And so why
Mm-hmm.
you tripping? If they tripping, because it's a part of the equation. You
Mm.
cannot have the goodness on your table without enemies sitting around and watching.
Mm. Wow. 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 Even God knows, right? Because that's why. And if they're not there to see who is going to go, like, ooh, God did it for her. Ooh, look at her.
And I always say this: when God is blessing your neighbor, you better get excited, because that means He coming down your
It's,
street and
it's in
He's
your
in your
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Yes, it's in your neighborhood. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. That is so great. Whew. Like I said, my heart is full. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabrina.
Thank
I
you so
really
much. And you
appreciate
are
your
so
time.
pretty.
Thank you.
Your husband's a lucky man.
Yes, he is. That he is.
Yes, he
Thank
is.
you so much. I'm
You are
so
so
grateful.
welcome.
I'm so grateful. So everyone, this is it. I know you've learned, you've picked up one or two things, and let me know how this is blessing you. Do not forget, go to the website to get that free request for that free resource. It's there for you. That is sabrinajackson.com, and you can link up with Dr. Sabrina as well on her Instagram page. You can check our website out. She has other things. She mentioned some books, that she has already about, friends and things like that, so please reach out if you need to talk to her. She's the people,
Expert.
expert. So if that people is you, right, if you need help with yourself, you can talk to her
Can I
as
make an
well.
announcement that I'm something
Please
that I'm going to be
do.
doing?
Please
I
do.
just agreed to do this today.
Ooh.
I'm going to be doing something called 15 minutes with Bree. Bree is me.
Wow.
So 15 minutes, there'll be a fee there. You can sign up online. You can get the date. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to have 10 spots available a week. And then
Wow.
for 15 minutes, you get 5 minutes to really go into what your issue is, what type of issue you got going on.
Okay.
I can't stand this phone sometimes. Okay, there I go. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
You
I
can?
can.
I
Yes.
can't see me, but that's okay. But you can hear me? Okay, there I
I
go.
can hear you. I can see you.
So my son actually gave me this idea. He says, Mom, you stay on the phone with people so long. He said, you can do what you need to do in 15 minutes. They come
Mm.
ready with their 5 minutes. You give them 5 minutes of whatever instruction, assessment, or whatever you're going to do with them, and then 5 minutes for y'all to wrap it up and stay focused on the time. So I am
Wow.
really going to do it.
Awesome. Wow. That is
Now, I
amazing.
can't hear you.
You can't.
But that's because my
Oh,
phone rang. Whenever that happens, I don't know why, but that
yes.
happens.
Yeah, it happened to
I don't
me a
know.
while back too. Oh, so so sad that is happening. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. All
Bless
righty.
you. Bye bye.
Bye. God bless you. All right. That is it for us. Thank you for joining. Those of you that joined, have a wonderful day. Till next time. I look forward to, coming here with the next topic that we're going to be dealing with is your environment. Remember, we're talking about self. Today, we talked about stress, things that are holding you back from fulfilling your purpose, from going after your goals. we talked about the stressors. That is the stress now, and you've been given the framework to overcome that. Go over this video again, and you get all the nuggets. And then next week we're going to be talking about your environment, and that includes people and places. You do not want to miss that. I have two people that I'm going to bring on back to back to tackle that, and it's going to be amazing, an amazing time. All right. And with what we had for the Instagram, I really apologize for those that couldn't join us on Instagram. I'll see how we can make that work next time. So till then, I'll see you next time. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.